Welcome back, everyone, to Heart Renderings. Hope you're enjoying the stories. Please subscribe and tell your friends. Thank you. Today's prompt is write about ashes. Well, I'll first write about a tiny pouch of my mom's ashes that traveled with me to Majorca. I went to take a class on healing for a few weeks and then stayed on for another week to see the sights. The money for this class came from inheritance I received from my mom. She was to be a healer herself this lifetime and chose another path for a myriad of reasons. However, I knew she would be happy I was learning something with this money that could help someone. She was like that. My mom loved Europe. Her favorite place was Capri, where she and her husband spent weeks, often over the years. I went out there with her once and we visited the hotel where she and my stepfather used to stay. It was so lovely. I felt if I was this close in Majorca, I would send some of her ashes into the Mediterranean. So after class, I got on a sightseeing boat that took us around the island. It was a gorgeous day, and I held this little packet that I cherished all through my trip. And when we got into a beautiful cove, I got the feeling this is the place. I pulled out my mom, kissed the little bag, and told her where we were, as if she didn't know, and wished her ashes well over the side of the boat into the gorgeous azure-colored sea. I took a few deep breaths, some tears rolled down my face, and I felt my mom smiling, as this is exactly where she'd like to be. The next ashes story is of a former brother-in-law who never made it to 30. He was tall, gorgeous, and plagued by AIDS. The 80s was a horrific time to be beautiful and not so beautiful gay men. His illness was beyond a trial, and when the suffering was over, his brother, my husband at the time, received the ashes. We lived in Hawaii, and my brother-in-law wanted to be in the ocean. As it turned out, we put him somewhere we couldn't remember. So after scouring the house, I instinctively went to the barbecue, and there he was, thankfully. So we got on a boat with a joint and wine and gave him to the ocean. All is well, and we laughed a lot about losing him. He would have loved it. The end. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe.